Aliens came to Earth certain they understood its strengths, laughing at the idea that humans kept small, harmless pets. To them, cats were nothing more than fragile toys, unworthy of attention. But one night, as they crept into a quiet home to capture a sleeping human, a pair of glowing eyes met them in the dark. The creature did not run, did not fear, it stood its ground with a silent promise. What the aliens thought was weak would soon reveal claws, fury, and loyalty stronger than any weapon. From that moment, they would learn that on Earth, even the smallest guardians fight for their humans, and they are never truly harmless. Aliens had studied Earth for many weeks. They watched humans build cities, drive machines, and speak in strange voices. They saw humans fight wars, invent weapons, and protect their families. To the aliens, humans were strong, clever, and dangerous. But there was one thing the aliens did not understand. They did not understand why humans kept small animals inside their homes. Cats, in particular, made the aliens laugh. To them, cats were weak. They were small, soft, and harmless. The aliens thought cats were nothing more than toys. They believed humans kept cats only for amusement. These creatures are useless, one alien commander said. They cannot fight. They cannot defend. They are nothing. But the commander was wrong. One night, under a quiet sky, a group of aliens moved through a small town. Their mission was simple: capture a human for study. They wanted to learn more about human strength, human loyalty, and human fear. They believed this would help them control Earth. The aliens walked silently, their armor shining under the moonlight. They carried strange weapons that glowed with cold light. The town was asleep. Houses stood still, windows dark, doors closed. The aliens moved carefully, scanning for signs of life. Then they saw a small house at the edge of the street. Inside, a human slept peacefully. The aliens smiled. Their mission would be easy. But outside the house, on the porch, sat a cat. The cat was black, with sharp eyes that glowed in the dark. Its tail flicked slowly, back and forth, like a warning. The aliens ignored it. To them, it was nothing. Just a pet. Just a shadow. They walked past it, not knowing the danger that waited. The cat did not move. It watched them with calm eyes. It had seen strangers before. It had smelled danger before. And tonight, it felt something was wrong. The human inside was sleeping, unaware of the threat. But the cat was awake. The cat was ready. The aliens reached the door. They prepared to enter. One of them laughed softly. "This will be easy," he said. "The human will not even wake." Another alien looked back at the cat. "Strange," he whispered. "It does not run. It does not fear." The commander shook his head. "It is nothing. Ignore it." But the cat's eyes burned brighter. Inside the house, the human dreamed peacefully. Outside, the aliens raised their weapons. The silence of the night grew heavy. The air felt tense, as if the world itself was waiting. The cat's ears twitched. Its claws pressed against the wood of the porch. Its body was small, but its spirit was strong. The aliens stepped forward. The cat stepped too. For a moment, the aliens stopped. They looked at the small creature blocking their path. "Move," one alien said. The cat did not move. "It thinks it can stop us," another laughed. But the cat's tail flicked again, sharper this time. Its body lowered, muscles tight, ready to strike. The aliens did not understand. They did not know that cats were hunters. They did not know that cats were guardians. They did not know that cats carried loyalty deeper than fear. The porch creaked under the weight of silence. The cat's eyes locked on the aliens. The aliens raised their weapons. The human inside turned in sleep, unaware of the battle about to begin. The commander gave the order. Enter. But the cat leapt forward. It was fast, faster than the aliens expected. Its claws flashed in the moonlight. Its teeth bared with fury. The alien stumbled back, shocked by the sudden attack. The cat hissed, a sound sharp and wild, echoing through the night. The aliens raised their weapons, but the cat was already upon them. This was not a harmless pet. This was a guardian. The aliens tried to push it away. But the cat struck again, claws tearing at armor, teeth sinking into flesh. The aliens cried out, their laughter gone, replaced by fear. The commander shouted, but his voice shook. "It is only an animal," he yelled. But deep inside, he knew the truth. This was no ordinary animal. This was a protector. The human inside stirred, half awake, hearing faint noises. But the cat fought on, refusing to let danger pass. Its body was small, but its courage was vast. It did not fight for itself. It fought for its human. The aliens stepped back, bleeding, shaken. They had underestimated the wrong creature. The cat stood tall, its fur bristling, its eyes glowing like fire. The aliens saw something they had never seen before, loyalty so fierce it became a weapon. The night was no longer silent. It was filled with the sound of claws, hisses, and fear. The aliens realized their mistake too late. Cats were not harmless. Cats were guardians. Cats were warriors. And as the humans slept, safe and unaware, the cat stood watch. The aliens had entered the small town with confidence. Their mission was clear, their weapons ready, and their minds certain of success. They believed humans were strong, but predictable. They believed pets were weak, but useless. And so, when they saw the black cat sitting on the porch, they did not stop. They did not fear. They did not even think. The cat sat still, its body low, its eyes glowing in the night. It did not move when the aliens approached. It did not run when their boots struck the ground. It did not blink when their armor reflected the moonlight. The cat simply watched, silent and calm, as if it had seen this all before. One alien slowed his steps. He looked at the cat with curiosity. "Strange," he whispered. "It does not flee." Another alien laughed. "It is only a pet. Harmless. Weak. Ignore it." The commander nodded. "We are here for the human. Do not waste time." But the cat's tail flicked, sharp and deliberate. The aliens reached the door. They prepared their tools to break inside. The human inside slept, unaware of the danger outside. The night was quiet, but heavy. The air felt tense, as if the world itself was waiting for something to happen. The cat rose slowly to its feet. Its body was small, but its movements were precise. Its paws pressed against the wood of the porch, claws sliding out with a soft sound. Its ears twitched, catching every noise. Its eyes locked on the aliens, unblinking, fierce. The aliens noticed. "It watches us," one said. "It does not fear." The commander shook his head. "It is nothing. A distraction. Continue." But the cat stepped forward. The aliens stopped again. For the first time, they felt something unusual. The cat was not afraid. It was not weak. It was not running. It was standing in their way. Blocking their path. Protecting the door. The silence grew heavier. The cat's body lowered, muscles tight, ready to strike. Its tail flicked again, faster now. Its eyes burned with defiance. The aliens raised their weapons. "Move," one ordered. The cat did not move. "It thinks it can stop us," another laughed. But his voice was uneasy. The commander gave the signal. "Break the door." The aliens stepped forward. The cat stepped too. For a moment, the aliens hesitated. They looked at the small creature blocking their path. It was only a cat. Only a pet. But something about its stance made them pause. Something about its eyes made them uneasy. The cat hissed. The sound was sharp, wild, and filled with warning. It echoed through the night, cutting the silence like a blade. The aliens froze. The hiss was not the sound of weakness. It was the sound of a hunter. The commander frowned. "Ignore it," he said. "It cannot harm us." But the cat's claws pressed deeper into the wood. Its body was tense, its spirit unshaken. It was ready. The aliens moved again. The cat leapt forward. It was fast, faster than they expected. Its body blurred in the moonlight. Its claws flashed, its teeth bared. The alien stumbled back, shocked by the sudden attack. The cat landed in front of them, tail high, fur bristling, eyes glowing like fire. The aliens raised their weapons, but the cat did not retreat. It stood firm, blocking the door, protecting the human inside. The commander growled. "It is only an animal." But his voice shook. The cat hissed again, louder this time. Its body was small, but its courage was vast. It did not fear the weapons. It did not fear the armor. It did not fear the aliens. It feared only one thing, harm to its human. The aliens looked at each other. For the first time, doubt filled their eyes. This was not what they expected. This was not what they believed. This was not harmless. The cat stepped closer, slow and deliberate. Its eyes locked on the aliens, unblinking, fierce. Its tail flicked again, sharp and steady. Its claws glowed in the moonlight. The aliens raised their weapons higher. But their hands trembled. The cat hissed once more. The sound was louder, sharper, filled with fury. The aliens flinched. The silence returned, heavy and tense. The cat stood firm, blocking the path, protecting the door. The aliens stood frozen, unsure of what to do. The commander growled again. "It is only a pet," he said. But his voice was weak. The cat's eyes burned brighter. The aliens realized something they had never understood before. Cats were not weak. Cats were not harmless. Cats were guardians. And tonight, this cat would not let them pass. The human slept peacefully inside the small house. The night was calm, the air cool, and the world seemed safe. But outside, danger waited. The aliens stood at the door, their weapons glowing faintly, their eyes fixed on the sleeping figure within. They believed the mission would be simple. Capture the human. Study the human. Learn its secrets. The cat knew better. The black cat had already chosen its battlefield. It had seen the strangers approach. It had felt their intent. It had heard their whispers. And now, as the aliens prepared to enter, the cat stood firm. Its body was tense, its claws pressed against the porch, and its eyes burned with defiance. The aliens laughed softly. "The human will not even wake," one said. "This creature cannot stop us." Another sneered. "It is only a pet. Harmless. Weak." But the cat did not move. Inside, the human stirred slightly, turning in sleep. The cat's ears twitched at the sound. It knew the human was unaware of the danger. It knew the human trusted it to guard the night. And so, the cat lowered its body, muscles tight, ready to strike. The commander gave the order. "Enter." The aliens stepped forward. The cat leapt. It landed in front of them, tail high, fur bristling, eyes glowing like fire. The aliens stumbled back, surprised by the sudden movement. The cat hissed, sharp and wild, a sound filled with warning. The aliens froze. For the first time, they felt doubt. The commander growled. "It is only an animal." push it aside. But the cat did not retreat. The aliens raised their weapons. The cat's claws slid out, gleaming in the moonlight. Its body was small, but its spirit was vast. It did not fear the weapons. It did not fear the armor. It feared only one thing, harm to its human. The silence grew heavy. The air felt tense. The human inside slept, unaware of the battle outside. The aliens hesitated. The cat hissed again, louder this time, filled with fury. One alien stepped forward, weapon raised. The cat struck. It moved with speed they did not expect. Its claws slashed, its teeth sank deep, and the alien cried out in shock. The others stumbled back, their confidence shaken. The cat hissed again, standing firm, blocking the door. The commander shouted, "Restrain it." But the cat attacked again. It leapt onto another alien, claws tearing at armor, teeth biting into flesh. The alien screamed, falling back. The others raised their weapons, but their hands trembled. Inside, the human stirred once more, half awake, hearing faint noises. But the cat fought on, refusing to let danger pass. Its body was small, but its courage was vast. It did not fight for itself. It fought for its human. The aliens realized their mistake too late. This was not a harmless pet. This was a guardian. The commander growled again. "It is only an animal." But his voice shook. The cat hissed once more, louder, sharper, filled with fury. The aliens flinched. The silence returned, heavy and tense. The cat stood firm, blocking the path, protecting the door. The aliens stood frozen, unsure of what to do. The commander growled again. "It is only a pet," he said. But his voice was weak. The cat's eyes burned brighter. The aliens realized something they had never understood before. Cats were not weak. Cats were not harmless. Cats were guardians. And tonight, this cat would not let them pass. The night was heavy with silence. The human inside the house slept, unaware of the danger outside. The aliens stood at the door, their weapons glowing faintly, their armor shining under the moonlight. They believed the mission was simple. Capture the human. Study the human. Learn its secrets. But they had not counted on the guardian waiting for them. The cat had already chosen its moment. Its body was tense, its claws pressed against the porch, its eyes locked on the intruders. It had watched them laugh. It had heard them whisper. It had seen their weapons. And now, it was ready. The commander gave the order. "Break the door." The aliens stepped forward. The cat leapt. It moved with speed they did not expect. Its body blurred in the moonlight, claws flashing, teeth bared. The aliens stumbled back, shocked by the sudden attack. The cat landed on one of them, claws tearing at armor, teeth sinking deep into flesh. The alien cried out, his voice sharp and filled with fear. The others raised their weapons, but their hands trembled. They had never seen such fury in something so small. The cat hissed, loud and wild, a sound filled with warning. It echoed through the night, cutting the silence like a blade. The commander shouted, "Restrain it." But the cat struck again. It leapt onto another alien, claws slashing, teeth biting. The alien screamed, falling back, his weapon dropping to the ground. The others tried to push the cat away, but it was too fast. It moved like lightning, striking again and again, refusing to retreat. Inside, the human stirred, half awake, hearing faint noises. But the cat fought on, refusing to let danger pass. Its body was small, but its courage was vast. It did not fight for itself. It fought for its human. The aliens realized their mistake too late. This was not a harmless pet. This was a guardian. The cat hissed once more, louder, sharper, filled with fury. The aliens flinched. Their confidence was gone, replaced by fear. They had underestimated the wrong creature. One alien raised his weapon, aiming at the cat. But before he could fire, the cat struck. It leapt onto his arm, claws tearing, teeth biting. The alien screamed, his weapon falling to the ground. The cat hissed again, standing firm, blocking the door. The commander growled. "It is only an animal." But his voice shook. The cat's eyes burned brighter. Its body was tense, its spirit unshaken. It was ready to fight until the end. The aliens stepped back, bleeding, shaken. They had never seen such loyalty. They had never seen such fury. They had never seen such courage. The silence returned, heavy and tense. The cat stood firm, blocking the path, protecting the door. The alien stood frozen, unsure of what to do. The commander growled again. "It is only a pet," he said. But his voice was weak. The cat hissed once more, louder, sharper, filled with fury. The aliens flinched again. The night was no longer silent. It was filled with the sound of claws, hisses, and fear. The aliens realized their mistake too late. Cats were not harmless. Cats were guardians. Cats were warriors. And as the humans slept, safe and unaware, the cat stood watch. The battle outside the small house had ended in chaos. The aliens, once confident and proud, now stood bleeding and shaken. Their weapons lay scattered on the ground, their armor scratched and torn. The night air was filled with the sound of heavy breathing, the hiss of the cat, and the silence of fear. The commander stared at the creature before him. It was small, no taller than his knee, yet it had fought with a fury that none of his soldiers could match. Its eyes glowed like fire, its claws dripped with blood, and its body stood firm, blocking the door. The human inside slept peacefully, unaware of the war fought in their name. The commander's voice was low, almost trembling. This is not a pet." One soldier clutched his arm, blood dripping from deep claw marks. Another leaned against the wall, his weapon broken, his pride shattered. They looked at the cat with fear, but also with something new. Respect. The cat hissed again, sharp and wild, a sound filled with warning. The aliens flinched, stepping back. They had never felt such power in something so small. They had never seen such loyalty in something so simple. The commander whispered, almost to himself. "It fights for love, not survival." The soldiers looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" one asked. The commander's eyes were dark. "It does not fight for food. It does not fight for territory. It fights for its human. That is why it cannot be defeated." The silence grew heavy. The cat's tail flicked, slow and deliberate. Its body was tense, its spirit unshaken. It stood firm, guarding the door, protecting the human inside. The aliens stepped back again. Their confidence was gone. Their pride was broken. They had underestimated the wrong creature. The commander raised his hand. "Retreat." The soldiers hesitated. "But the mission." "Retreat," the commander repeated, his voice firm. "We cannot win against this." The aliens turned, moving slowly, their bodies weak, their spirits shaken. They left the porch, their weapons abandoned, their armor broken. The cat watched them go, its eyes burning, its body tense. It did not chase. It did not follow. It simply stood guard, silent and proud. Inside, the human stirred, turning in sleep. The cat's ears twitched, catching the sound. It looked back at the door, then returned to its place, curling beside the human. Its body relaxed, its eyes closed, but its spirit remained awake. The aliens walked through the town, silent and broken. They whispered among themselves, their voices filled with fear. "This creature is dangerous," one said. "It protects its human. Another nodded. We thought humans were strong. But now we see, even their smallest companions are warriors. The commander's voice was heavy. We underestimated Earth. We underestimated its bond. We underestimated its guardians. The soldiers looked at him, their eyes wide. What will we tell the others? The commander's gaze was dark. We will tell them the truth. Humans are never alone. Even their smallest companions will fight for them. The silence grew heavy again. The aliens walked on, their pride shattered, their respect earned. They had learned a lesson they would never forget. Back at the house, the cat curled beside its human, silent and calm. The night was quiet once more. The stars shone above, the moonlight glowed, and the world seemed safe. But the cat knew better. Danger could return. Strangers could come again. And when they did, it would be ready. The aliens returned to their ship, their bodies weak, their spirits broken. They reported their mission, their voices filled with fear. We failed, they said. We underestimated the wrong creature. The commander's words echoed through the ship. Humans inspire loyalty so deep that even the smallest creatures become warriors. We must never forget this. The silence filled the ship. The soldiers bowed their heads. They had learned respect. And far away, in a small house under the stars, a cat slept beside its human, silent and proud. The aliens returned to their ship in silence. Their armor was torn, their weapons broken, and their pride shattered. They had come to Earth believing themselves superior. They had come to capture a human, to prove their strength. But instead, they had been defeated by something they had mocked. A creature they had called harmless. A cat. The commander sat in the control chamber, his face dark with thought. His soldiers stood before him, wounded and shaken. None spoke. The silence was heavy, filled with shame and fear. Finally, the commander broke it. We underestimated Earth, he said. His voice was low, but firm. We underestimated its guardians. The soldiers looked at him, their eyes wide. One whispered, it was only a pet. The commander shook his head. No. It was more than that. It was a protector. It fought not for itself, but for its human. That is why we failed. That is why we must respect it. The word spread through the ship. Soldiers whispered among themselves, their voices filled with awe. It fought for love, one said. It fought for loyalty, another added. It fought for something greater than survival. The commander stood, his voice strong now. We must tell the others. We must warn them. Humans are never alone. Even their smallest companions will fight for them. Even their weakest creatures will become warriors. The soldiers nodded. They had seen the truth. They had felt the claws. They had heard the hiss. They had learned respect. Far away, in the small house under the stars, the cat curled beside its human. The night was quiet once more. The humans slept peacefully, unaware of the battle fought in their name. The cat's body was calm, but its spirit remained awake. It had won, but it was ready to fight again if danger returned. The stars shone above, bright and endless. The cat's eyes opened, glowing faintly in the dark. It looked out the window, watching the sky. Somewhere out there, the aliens whispered its story. Somewhere out there, they feared its loyalty. Somewhere out there, they respected its courage. The commander's report spread across the stars. Other alien leaders listened, their faces filled with disbelief. A cat, one asked. Impossible. But the commander's voice was firm. It is true. We saw it. We felt it. We bled because of it. Do not underestimate Earth. Do not underestimate its guardians. The words became legend. Across the galaxy, whispers grew. Humans were strong, yes. Humans were clever, yes. But humans were also loved. Loved so deeply that even their smallest companions would fight to the death for them. The aliens began to fear not only human weapons, but human bonds. They feared the loyalty of dogs, the courage of cats, the devotion of every creature that lived beside humans. They realized that Earth was not just a planet of warriors. It was a planet of guardians. And in that small house, the cat slept beside its human, silent and proud. It had no idea that its battle had changed the stars. It had no idea that its loyalty had become legend. It had no idea that its courage had taught aliens respect. But perhaps it did not need to know. For the cat, the fight had never been about glory. It had never been about legend. It had never been about fear. It had been about love. About loyalty. About protecting its human. The night grew quiet. The stars shone brighter. The world seemed safe. But the cat knew better. Danger could return. Strangers could come again. And when they did, it would be ready. The commander's final words echoed across the galaxy. Humans are never alone. Even their smallest companions will fight for them. Even their weakest creatures will become warriors. Respect them. Fear them. Never underestimate them. And so, the legend of the cat spread. A story told in whispers. A story told in fear. A story told in respect. A story that proved the truth of HFY, humans are special, not because of their weapons, not because of their strength, but because of the loyalty they inspire. The cat's eyes closed once more. Its body curled beside its human. Its spirit remained awake. It was a guardian. It was a warrior. It was a legend. And somewhere out there, in the endless stars, aliens whispered its name.